brain 83 for the fixed rehabilitation. And those introduction is just to explain how we can realize the fixed rehabilitation using those kind of attachment that was born for removable prosthesis. And what's the idea? The idea is to use those kind of abutment like a multi-unit abutment. Everybody of you maybe know what multi-unit abutment is and what the function of this kind of abutment are. So, two different functions. First of all, the displacement of the prosthetic connection outside the gum. And the reason is to give less problem for the dentist during the work and to give less pain to the patient during the trying and that. So it's much easier to work outside the gum respect to work inside the gum. But the second and most important reason for the use of multi-unit abutment is the correction of the disparallelism, the correction of the divergence between the hips. You know that if you use internal connection implant and you want to go with direct screwing rehabilitation, if you have more than 20-25 degrees of divergence between the implant, it's impossible to have perfect seal all around the implant platform. So if you don't use external connection, if you use internal connection, you really need multi-unit abutment to have perfect fit between the implant platform and your rehabilitation. So the really important reason for use those kind of abutment is that. But you know that we have two different kind of multi-unit abutment. The angulated one on the left and the straight one on the right. Straight one are a one-piece abutment, very easy to use and with no problem. Angulated multi-unit abutment are two pieces. You have the body of the multi-unit abutment and you have a screw that connect the multi-unit abutment to your implant. More difficult to use, to place, and with some problem. So the idea from RAIN 83 is to use always a one-piece straight abutment. And this abutment is the equator. But how is it possible to use always a one-piece abutment? It's possible changing the shape of the portion of the rehabilitation that have to fit with those abutments. Okay, the secret is that you have to couple one abutment inside your Toronto bridge with the equator. And how can you do that if you have divergence? You can do that because we have a wider area inside those abutments that it's called extra grade. This wider area allows you to insert your Toronto bridge always, also if you have divergence. The secret for sure is to put this extra grade portion of the abutment in the correct position. And we will show you how. The fit and the connection between those extra grade abutment and the equator is permitted by the use of an elastic sealer. And maybe Gianni can tell us how it works now.
Yes. Because this elastic sealer, it's open, have the same concept of the bar sealer, but in the opposite way, because here is the first one that goes in and retain the abutment in place. And that is very important also for when you're going to try the work, and they give a better stability to the abutment, retain the titanium in place, even without the screw. We have also two rings of two different strengths. So if you have more implants, you can use the softer one for the trying in the lab and in the mouth, and go with the stronger when you're going to fix the fusion. We will see that it's not only a ring, so means that it is removable. It's open because I have to go over the equator of the of the undercut to retain and stabilize, and then the screw are going to lock everything in position as a traditional way. But we will see that this Seeger white allow in certain case to do not use a titanium screw when we have more than 3 or 4 implants. So we will see later that this ring allow you to save 25% of the screw. I mean, I have 4 implants, I can use 3 screw. I have 6 implants, I can use 3 screw and 2 without screw. So if the implants are placed and the screw giving a good stability, of course, because this ring is give to the bridge a strong retention. Okay.
Okay. So the secret for the couple of the extra-grade abutment and the OT equator is the use of this Seeger. But Seeger is not something that came from RAID 83 and is not, of course, something that came from dental world. It's something that came from mechanic. And it worked also in a very important situation of force. So we are sure that it worked for our job. But why you have to choose the equator if you are able to use multi-unit abutment for the construction of your Toronto or your screwed rehabilitation? Because we think that we have some benefit in the use of the equator respect the simple use of multi-unit abutment. And those kind of benefits are mechanical benefit, biological benefit, aesthetical advantages, and also benefit in the organization of your daily practice. We will see all those kind of advantages to understand why we think that it's better use always multi-unit abutment straight, respect, undulated. So the mechanical benefits are related with the dimension of the screw. The screw of the equator, the screw diameter of the equator is 30% bigger respect the multi-unit abutment. And you can understand that bigger diameter means less fracture. The second advantage is related with the use of a single piece abutment. Because in the angulated multi-unit abutment, you need to find the space of the screw that fixed the multi-unit abutment with the implant. And if you need those space, you have the construction of this thin ring and a partial fillet inside the multi-unit abutment that can give you some problem of unscrewing or some problem of fracture. So, of course, use always one piece abutment is a benefit. And we explain you how it works. The mechanical secret is those widened part inside the extra-grade. The biological advantages are related with a concept that it's called one abutment at one time. You know that the abutment manipulation give you a soft tissue downgrade, and with that, the losing of bone. And you know that if you can unscrew the abutment, you can avoid those kind of problems. But usually it's very difficult to screw something on the head of an implant and never unscrew that during the treatment plan. If you use those kind of abutment, you can do that. Because as I told you before, you can use those abutment as an healing screw and during the provisional parts of the treatment and also for the final rehabilitation. So the principal advantages is related with the possibility to don't unscrew this abutment. And why this is a benefit? Because when you screw an abutment during the first surgery or the second surgery, so when you have the healing of the tissue, you have the formation of a junctional epithelium that is a barrier from the bacteria. And if you can maintain this barrier, for sure is a protection for the health of your implant. The second reason is that the screw thread is not in communication with the internal part of the implant. And of course, if you have a communication of the screw, of an external screw with the internal part of the implant, this is a door for the bacteria. If you don't have that, you have a closed door, and you are more safe situation for your implant. But we also have the possibility to don't want to use those kind of abutment for maybe for something like immediate loading. So maybe you want to put your implant and wait for the healing before to load those implants. In those cases, you can use an healing cap on the head of your abutment. So during the first or second surgery, screw your equator and use those healing screw to protect the seal of your flap and to maintain the junctional epithelium in the apical part of the attachment. Okay? The aesthetical advantages are related with two concepts. The first is the dimension. Those kind of abutments are available in all the height, and they start from 0.5 millimeter for the internal connection implant. You know that the multi-unit abutment, angulated multi-unit abutment, starting from 4 millimeter high. But if you have some divergent implant in an aesthetical zone, and you have to put your angulated multi-unit abutment, and you don't have 4 millimeter high of gum, maybe you can have the problem of the metal part of the multi-unit abutment that comes out from the gum. So safe space is very, very important. And you know that those kind of abutment is available for all implant brand. And as I told you before, in a lot of these, you can have it in 0.5 millimeter for the internal connection and 2 millimeter for the external connection. So save a lot of space and for sure have better result in the frontal zone. But the second aesthetical advantages is related to those things that Gianni told you before. So sometimes you can use those abutments in a way that we call blind way. So without the use of the screw. And if you have a case like the one in the picture with the hole in an aesthetical zone, if you can use it in a blind way, you don't have the problem of the hole. So this is a very interesting solution, okay? You have to understand that you can't use all your implant, all your abutment in a blind way because it's not removable rehabilitation, it's fixed rehabilitation. But sometimes if you have those kind of possibility, it's very interesting. Now, it's available also an abutment angulated, 15-degree angulation of the abutment that can save you the possibility to have the hole in the external, okay? On that video, you will see how it works, and Gianni maybe can told us better.
Because, you know, we have a possibility. The common one is to use the titanium abutment, prefabricated, but also we have the angulated titanium abutment to bond the metal structure to cement affix. Of course, this goes together with one angulated screw and angulated screwdriver that can adjust, you know, different angulation, correct different angulation, and this screwdriver is screwing the 15-degree, but is going to rotate till 25. So if you have to screw the titanium screw in the prefabricated angulated, just go till 25, because you need, maybe sometimes you need, you know, to design just the hole in the best position to save the aesthetic. So that is very important to have also this option, how you can see in the video, to give the good aesthetic result and to correct angulation using the same equator abutment straight on 0 degrees. So we don't have to go crazy like the multi-unit to have 17 degree, 25, 27, 1, 2, 3, 4 millimeter cuff. Here you have only equator, different height, and then you choose the straight or the angulated abutment to cement, to be bonded into the metal structure to retain a fixed bridge.
Okay. And the last group of benefit that we identified in the use of this kind of abutment is the organizational benefit. And I think that those kind of advantages is very, very important in the daily practice. You can use a single connection for fixed and removable prostheses. So in the organization of the daily practice is very important. You don't have to check what kind of attachment to use, because if you have a treatment plane, mixed treatment plane with maybe removable provisional and fixed final rehabilitation, you can use the same abutment for all your treatment plane. Okay. The second reason is that you have the same component for each implant platform. It means that in a case in which you have two different kind of implants, maybe old implant from old patient that you haven't put, maybe you want to use different kind of implant. If you want to go with fixed rehabilitation, you have to check different multi-unit abutment, different screw, different abutment, everything different for different implant platform. But if you use those kind of abutment, you always have the same component for different implant platform. Okay, and we will see together a case, a clinical case in which these advantages has been used. The last reason is that those kind of abutment is available always also for unknown implant. So if you have to manage implant about what you have lost the specific, you can go in the same way of always. You just have to customize those kind of abutment for those unknown implant, and after that you will
I'm